So hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you find this list helpful. It's supposed to be a couple of minutes video, but I'm doing it like a 5-minute video because I'm going to give you an explanation of the items so that you can understand a little bit of the situation, and then you can add or remove certain things depending upon your needs. So anyway, grab your coffee and enjoy. And I hope this reproduction list is helpful somehow. And if you wanted to know more, I have a book about shopping and specific items, and they will be all explained for the whole situation, and each situation will have a list of their own, and links for getting this book down below. So anyway, if you wanted to share a coffee with me, links for that down below. And right now I'm going to tell you about lack of internet. What does that mean? Well, it means that you will have to pay more for internet. And quite frankly, a lot of people, will rather be without food than without internet. Not having internet, it is a small hell of your own kind of a thing, because you won't be able to have access to the files that you have on the cloud. What does that mean? Well, it means that if you need to work with certain files, you won't be able to do it even if you have electricity. And if somebody, if the company that provides electricity decides to just shut it out, you won't have internet either. And then not only the internet does depend upon the electricity and the internet per se, which means that you need double. You have two industries that require more maintenance and stuff like that. So if one of them fails, you're screwed in terms of accessing your files when they are on the cloud. And also, this is a services that you might be paying for, which means that, basically it's costing you money non-stop. So it's sort of like renting instead of buying a house. And you need these devices. So you might need to consider getting double thing, as in getting the device that I'm mentioning, which is this one. So this one is old. I bought two. One of them got stolen. And this one is the one that I got several years ago. And this is the one that I have been working with. It has 80 gigas. And like I said, it's an external drive. So there are two types. The one that you will plug into the wall because it requires electricity, and then it will plug into the computer. And then there is this one that doesn't require electricity, but it does, require cables and stuff like that. I have mentioned in the Telegram group that you need to get a lot of cables and stuff because cables are a drama. Oh my God, the cable drama thing. Oh, another one of the ethics that you will be dealing with. But the biggest one will be this one, because, let's say that you have electricity, but you don't have internet, and then you need to share a file with someone. So let's say that you are in the same house, and yet you cannot share the file. Why? Well, because you don't have it. Why? Because the file is on the cloud. So don't get it to the cloud. Put it into an external drive. There are some that, will buy the ones that are for the cell phones, for the computer. And there are even some that will have these just for the TVs so that they can watch movies while they, because when there is no access to the internet, you won't have access to Netflix or whatever it is for watching TV. So you will rely upon TV cable, and not everybody will pay services for TV cable. So, all of these things that are services will be very expensive. And they will be unreliable. You cannot rely upon the water, from the pipe. You cannot rely upon the internet. You cannot rely upon the propane. You cannot rely upon the gasoline. You cannot rely upon, basically, not even the TV cable. You cannot rely upon electricity. You cannot rely upon anything, because services will be more expensive, and they require 4 things that you just will not be available. Number one, money and investment. That's not going to happen because hyperinflation will hit. Number two, you require a lot of people that actually are trained and are qualified to be dealing with maintenance and things like that in all of these services. These people, they will be leaving, or they just won't work, or you will have to pay them, on top of paying the service. So it's sort of like you have a problem with the TV, with the internet, and it is in your house, despite the fact that you're paying for the service, and then you will have to deal with the technician, because the technician will come to your house and fix it, but you will have to pay them, and then you will also have to pay the service for the internet. And then I also have a video about dealing with technicians and all of that. And you will also require equipment, which where are you going to get those high-tech equipment or stuff like that if there is no producer, nobody producing them, or nobody importing them? And if they are importing them, they will be more expensive, and they require transportation in order for you to move them to certain places so that they can make the repairs and stuff like that. And the fourth one, you will need repairs. And repairs will also require qualified people, because the person that does the repair for a transformer or the devices for the electricity, they don't work individually in houses. They work for the actual repairing of devices, which is very, very hard to do. That requires all these things, and none of these things will be stable, and they will cost more money, which means that your bill for your cloud service, let's say that right now you're paying 10, you're probably going to be paying 50. And I don't know about you, but if you're paying services for the internet, and then you're also paying for cloud service, and then you're also paying for a storage service or whatever it is online, because there will be a lot of online services that you will have to pay, like apps and stuff like that. Right now the apps are free, but those companies need to make money, and so you will have to pay for those apps. And then the updates that the companies are also doing right now, they're free, but they will cost you money later. And so all of these things will add up, and there will be a point in which you won't be able to afford any of them, because it will be food or that, or it will be the water bill of that, it will be the electricity bill or the internet bill. And then you will go crazy, because money will be tight, because money is the energy that unites everything. And so you cannot afford rent. So buy the house, buy the devices, buy them for each thing that you have, and according to your own needs. You will not only cut down in terms of the cost for these services, but you will have them available whether they are online or not. And there are people that will have both, by the way, because there are people like, I'm not going to go back to my house to get this thing so that I can share the file. I'm just going to go to the cloud, and that is an option, having both, because this thing can also break. So there are people that will have this, and then they will place files that are too important, they will place them on CDs. And for that, you need a CD burner and stuff like that. And I know it's all technology or whatever, but it's a way for you to save money later. And it's a way for you to preserve things that does not require money. All you need is the first investment, and then that's it. You don't need more. And also, let's say that the government right now decides to check for you, because they think that you are, anti-government or whatever. So they will shut the access to your files online, and they can just delete them or alter them or copy them or whatever, because the files are not in your control. The files are in the control of the cloud and in control of, whoever has access online. But if you have them in this device, the only person that can access the file is the one that holds the device, which is you. Unless of course somebody steals this from you, which is why you also want to have these, protected somehow. And there are people, like I told you, that will have, they will put this kind of these kind of devices in Faraday cages and stuff like that, and then they will hide them and stuff because they have important files, like legal files or documentation that proves that the house is yours and stuff like that, because quite frankly, there is so much drama with the legal documentation that, during hard times, you have no idea how much that drama is, because that drama is way worse than a soap opera in which all of them are lawyers. And like I said, the types of job that will have the field day of their lives every single day will be accountants and lawyers. So, if you want to protect these files because they are emotional for you and all of these things, you might need to print them. You need to, actually get a file, and then you actually need these things. I strongly suggest that you get several of these, and you get these things for your kids also, and get one file that you can share in all of them, like a family album photo or something like that. And you might even print several of the photos and then share it with your friends. That will also be cool, because your friends can have pictures of you and memories that do not depend upon the internet. So think about this. How much money are you paying on renting services? And if you have to pick between services and food, which one will you pay? So avoid rents. Try buying the freaking house, or the territory, the land. Buy things that will save you the hassle and will save you money later. And it's important, especially for the legal documents. So I suggest getting these things in different colors, or different kinds of protector things. This one is filled with this because my daughter keeps putting things, in here. And I'm so grateful that I got this, because otherwise this whole thing will be probably damaged. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that one. I hope it's helpful, and I'm going to, if you want me to continue with this series, let me know, because, I have a lot of reproduction lists, and I do not know which one is more useful or more interesting to people. So just let me know. And if you have any questions, like what do I recommend for whatever situation you might be facing or something, you can also, place it in the comment section or something. And if you have several questions, you can also email me. But if you're going to email me, please remember to put YouTube in the line, because I do get a lot of scams, and I do get a lot of emails that go to the spam folders, and I try not to check that one, because the scams, and oh my god, no, that one is a whole drama. And like I said, every single day there's a lot of drama going on with almost everything that you want to do, because you will have a lot of people involved, and you will have a lot of money in terms of the services involved. And every time that there is these things, you want to try to keep control of your situation. And in order for you to do that, you gotta do things the old way, the way that your grandfathers used to do it. So you might also need to call your grandparents and talk to them, about a lot of things. And then just so that you have an idea of all the things that they did, and you probably don't have a clue. So anyway, thanks.